Welcome to week 7. As you know, we are diving into each component of fitness, so the focus of this lesson is muscular strength and endurance. So with the foundation of really our whole body is these two things, muscular strength and muscular endurance. And muscular strength, we already defined these, but we're just going to remind you it's the maximum amount of force a muscle can deliver in a single contraction. Probably the thing that comes to mind is for many people, if they were to go into the weight room and they were to lay down and do the bench press, muscular strength would be indicated by what could you max out at, what could you do in a single press in the bench press, how much could you lift. Whereas muscular endurance is the ability of a muscle to continue delivering force over a sustained amount of time. So you see these guys who are in our military doing this kind of effort. Some of you might think back to a flexed arm hang, and where you'd be there on that bar with your chin above the bar, and how long could you stay in that position, and you would be timed. So that was more of an indicator of muscular endurance. So a few things about muscles. They're often in opposite pairs, and they work to stabilize a joint. We gave the example of the bicep and the tricep. And when you're thinking about these muscles, you're always trying to achieve some sort of balance. It doesn't mean that they're going to be equally as strong, but that there is some balance there. And that balance is really important to avoiding injury. Oftentimes when somebody is injured, you can look to the opposite muscle and see what's happening. For example, one that really comes up is people often get shin splits. The front of their shins get sore, and if you look at some of the musculature, you will see often with those people that their calves are very well defined, but the front of their shin, they haven't worked that muscle quite as much. So that can be a way to balancing that in strength can be a way to try and prevent that injury. Also, we look at our body posture. So many times it's a lack of balance that causes that posture to be lost. Sometimes you see it in the rounded shoulders or something like that. So you hear about core strength, and so core is really key in giving you all kinds of athletic advantage and or just in basic movement. So it's important in transferring balance and power and quick motion to the extremities, especially in twisting, rotating motions. Very important again in maintaining body posture. So what is the core? The core basically is the area of the trunk, the abdomen, the back, the pelvis, and the hips. And here are some examples you can see of people who have well-defined cores, and also some of the exercises that we align with building core. So we've already talked a little bit about the FIT principle, and we're going to apply that to muscular strength. So first, the frequency. In your muscular strength workouts, you're thinking about 2 to 3 times a week. You're trying to alternate days, giving yourself that recovery day as you have just these micro muscular breakdowns, and then the repair. The intensity, when you're looking at muscular strength, if that's your main focus, you're looking at low repetitions, maybe 1 to 8 times, very high resistance or high weight. The amount of time it takes can be anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour, depending on your personal goals. And the type, you usually use free weights, machines, or plyometrics, somewhat dependent upon what you're training towards. Now thinking about the FIT principle applied to muscular endurance. So frequency in this would be more of 3 times a week, but you can build up to 5. You can have a little bit more. The intensity is not going to be quite as high, so you're going with a higher rep. A lot of times like 12 or more, the weight will be a little lower or the resistance will be lower. And the amount of time, again, can be 15 minutes to several hours, depending on that particular activity, with lots of variables as to how you're going to build this, whether it be through weights or machines, bands, or even using your own body weight. So whenever we're looking at building strength, we really want to make sure that you're thinking about being safe. So starting at weights that gently push your limits, and you're going through a progression, building up so that those muscles can tolerate what you're trying to do. Correct posture is so important. And so as you safely begin, hopefully you're working with somebody who's really helping you with some of the techniques, making sure that you're in good alignment with your joints. And also we want to emphasize there's several different types of exercises where you should have a spotter, especially when you have larger free weights, in case you're not able to handle some of that. And we're just trying to always connect these components of fitness to various people and how they make it work for them. But you're thinking about whether you want to make an emphasis more towards muscular strength or muscular endurance, and what types of activities work for you. And this gal, Marianne Kane, she's a cardiac surgery nurse, and she works with an organization called Girls Gone Strong. And one of her comments is, as your physical strength grows, so does your self-belief and self-confidence. Notice at the end of this lesson that you have a short quiz, and you can find that in Schoology.